32 seconds. That's how long Air India Flight 171 stayed in the air. On June 12, 2025, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner lifted off from Ahmedabad, heading to London. What should have been a normal long flight turned into the first fatal crash of a 787 in its entire 14-year history. 242 people were on board that morning. The plane was a 12-year-old Boeing 787-8, registration Victor Tango Alpha November Bravo. It had flown normally earlier that day and carried 230 passengers plus 12 crew members, 2 pilots and 10 cabin crew. That's about 95% full. The temperature was 99 degrees Fahrenheit with good visibility and light winds. The aircraft pushed back from its parking stand and taxied out for departure on runway 23. The takeoff roll lasted 62 seconds. The aircraft rotated at 155 knots. They had already passed V1 and were committed to flight. Just 3 seconds after leaving the ground, while accelerating through 180 knots, both fuel control switches on the center console moved from run to cutoff, 1 second apart. Both engines lost thrust almost immediately. The cockpit voice recorder picked up the pilot's surprise. One asked why the fuel had been cut off. The other said he hadn't touched the switches. A mayday call went out. The plane started losing altitude before it even left the airport boundary. The flaps were set to the normal 5-degree takeoff position. The aircraft struck a medical college hostel building near the airport. Of the 242 people on board, 241 did not survive. One passenger, seated in row 11A, was the only one who made it and was taken to hospital. Early reports also mentioned between 19 and 33 people on the ground who lost their lives. In July 2025, India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau released its preliminary report. Here's what we know for sure. The aircraft was airworthy before departure. No dangerous goods were on board. No significant bird activity was seen on CCTV. Both fuel control switches moved to cutoff shortly after takeoff. The cockpit voice recorder captured the pilot's confusion about the switches. The full investigation is still continuing with help from international experts. No final cause has been determined yet. It's hard to think about how quickly everything changed that morning. This was a heartbreaking loss that affected so many families and the entire aviation community. As the investigation continues, we'll share any new official updates when they come out. For now, this is what we know from the preliminary report. If this helped you understand what happened, I'd really appreciate a like and a comment. What question do you still have about this flight? If you watched our Lion Air story last week, the link is right here in the description. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Every Friday, we look at a real aviation story based only on the facts we have. Thank you for watching. Take care and soft landings.